Hi, my name is Bill Bradley. I'm an extreme endurance athlete, and this is my motivational video. The topic of today's video is beat the fear of public speaking. Have you ever thought about speaking in front of a group, an audience, your class, and just the thought of it makes you feel like you would rather die than stand up and speak in front of that group? Well, you are not alone. That is the number one fear going, is the fear of public speaking. And I have definitely had that fear. I was a very quiet, shy kid growing up, and I did not like speaking in front of people. And I remember when I was in my early 30s, I went to a Tony Robbins seminar. And Tony's big about expanding yourself out of your comfort zone and going after your fears. And one of the things we did in the seminar, when we were there this weekend seminars, we walked across hot coals, and that was to get you for your mind to say, okay, if I can walk across these hot coals, I can do anything, right? That was his big message on that. And so I walked across those hot coals in the morning session. I was all fired up. I couldn't believe I did it. I was so fired up. And then I said to myself, okay, in the afternoon, my biggest fear is the fear of public speaking. I'm going to ask a question in front of this large audience, like 700 people, and I'm going to ask Tony a question. And I was all fired up, and then I got in there, and in the afternoon session, he started taking questions and answers. And when I went, even as pumped up, as fired up as I was, my arm to raise my arm up to ask a question, my arm felt paralyzed on my side. It scared me more than anything there is. It definitely was my number one fear. I couldn't raise my arm up if my life depended on it. I said, "Come on, Bill. Come on, raise your arm. Raise your arm. Raise your arm." I couldn't do it. I ended up not asking a question. I had walked across hot coals, but I could not ask a question in front of 700 people. I went back home. I kind of licked my wounds a little bit. I was a little embarrassed that I wasn't able to do it. And I said, I need a plan then. And so what I did was I signed up for a Dale Carnegie course, which it was a weekly course where you stand up. And at that time, I felt like I was in the video business, and I was comfortable talking around a conference room table, like maybe about 8 people. That's what I was comfortable with. And when it got more than that, it started choking me up in here, and all that fear started hitting me. Well, anyway, so Dale Carnegie, there was like 30 or 40 people in this room, and so what we did was every week we had to do different talks. I think this class went on for 2 or 3 months. Well, I will tell you, I improved a ton, because now instead of being comfortable in front of 8, at least I was comfortable in front of like 30 or so, and I knew how to do it. So, and then I just kind of took the ball and run with it. We would have our Christmas parties, and I would talk. We'd have 120 or 30 people in the audience, and I would talk. So just kind of gradually kept going out there and talking more and more and more. And then now, like I said, I've just kind of kept attacking that fear and getting myself out there and speaking more and more and more, to where just recently, as I was talking on one video, now I'm a motivational speaker, and I stood up in front of 1,300 kids at this high school to give a talk. And I've come a long ways, basically, from the guy whose arm was paralyzed and would not raise at that Tony Robbins seminar 20 years ago. So you too, if you got that fear, either go out there, join Toastmasters, do the Dale Carnegie course like I did. Go out there and attack your fear of public speaking. You just have to start raising your hand. And like I said, I start out with I had the group of 30, and then pretty soon you're talking to 50 or 100 with my company talks. And then I was able to speak at at conventions where there'd be like 1,000 people out in the audience. And so you just kind of keep raising the bar a little bit to where your comfort zone and getting out there. But you have to make the effort to do it, because you don't. It really holds you back if you can't talk in front of a group. It holds you back in life. So anyway, get your butt, stand up and raise that hand and ask that question. Ha ha. All right, go Tony. So if you're interested, you can follow me on Facebook or Twitter. If you have a question for me or a comment, please put it in the YouTube comment section. I'll get back to you. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube account. You know I got a goal of getting 1 million subscribers. You could help me out. And if you're interested in having me talk to your team, your group, your company, your organization, you can email me at epicbillbradley@gmail.com and we will get you out some information. Thank you very much.